Hello you guys, and welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mandy, and today we are going over how to Frankenplan without spending a lot of money. And this is pretty much going to be a disc-bound system, most likely, happy planner, but whatever you want to make it. And I also want to mention that these are ideas for making it inexpensive. It isn't necessarily the number one thing I would always say to do, but it is definitely some ways I have learned how to Frankenplan without spending too much money. And honestly, Frankenplanning, if you don't know what that is, Frankenplanning is basically putting together your own planner, much using a disc-bound system, so you can take things out and put things into your planner. And just my definition is just making it work for you, making it work for whatever changes you need along the way, so you aren't married to the planner that you chose. If something doesn't work, you can change it up. And that's what I love so much about a Frankenplan system. I don't know if it's my favorite word to call it, but I definitely like to change my systems up a lot for what is not working. If something is not working, I want to change it up so it works for me in my life in that moment and in that season. So I do have my notes below you, so if I'm looking down at those, that's what I'm doing. And the first thing that I would say is to buy or purchase a Happy Planner notebook. Now, the notebooks, I think, are an amazing way to start a Frankenplanning system. If you don't want to actually have the planner from the Happy Planner, or a planner, if you have a different planner in mind, maybe you don't want the Happy Planner's setups that the Happy Planner comes with, or you just want to be able to try different things and you don't need to purchase a huge, annual planner. So getting a notebook is really nice because, I thought I had one here. Nope, I don't. Getting a notebook is really nice because you don't have to, you don't already have planner in it. You do have notebook paper, which I think is nice as a Frankenplanner, or anybody who journals or take notes would appreciate, but you can always take the paper out and put in the planner that you want. So starting out with a notebook, another reason I say to get a notebook is because they are not expensive. It depends on the size that you want, but I just recently purchased a big or 8.5 by 11 notebook from Michael's maybe, and this was the cover. Situation here, which I thought was pretty, decent and neutral. Obviously there's going to be a lot less options for notebooks, but there are some really cute notebooks out there, and they will get you started with a cover and the discs. The discs are a little bit smaller than this though, so if you do want to hold a lot in your planner, you may eventually need to move to bigger discs, but if you don't have much for the planner just yet, the discs that come with it will do. They're just a little bit smaller. I don't know technically what size they are. But my first piece of advice would be to just get a notebook. As I was saying, the notebook that I purchased was about $10 or $11. And for me, that was perfect. I didn't need to buy a $30, $40 planner that I knew I was not going to use all of the insides of. Another perk to the notebooks is that the dashboard tabs, which are usually the planner tabs, usually those come with part of it being your monthly. Well, if you get a notebook, you don't have to worry about it being double-sided, one side being the monthly. Double-sided, it is whatever it looks like. It's cute, it goes with whatever, it can be moved around, and they are not written on. So you have all the flexibility of using that dashboard tab however you want. And that's what I love about notebooks as well, and using them in my Frankenplanning system, because I can use them however I want. They don't have a month on them that is not actually the month that I'm using in my planner, and so forth. So a notebook is a good investment. It's not too expensive, and I think it'll get you a long way when you are starting out your Frankenplanning system. The next thing I would say is to possibly purchase a monthly that works for you, or create one yourself. That would be the most inexpensive way. And just, just a basic monthly that would work for you, that you can have at all times. You can print however many you need. I definitely love Etsy. I mean, I have my Etsy shop for this reason, to get those, or create your own by making a 7x5 grid, and you can create your own monthly. If you like a 1-page monthly, you can find those. If you like a 2-page monthly, you can find those. And that to me is going to be the cheapest way to get you going on a monthly. Now, I would also say do the same thing for a weekly, but what I love about the Frankenplanning system is that you can purchase or make one thing for yourself for that week or that month, and do something completely different a different week or a different month. And that is, to me, the most inexpensive way is to do that, because if you buy a weekly spread for say $3 to $6, depends on what all you're getting when you're purchasing from a planner shop, but you have the ability to print that as many times as you want. Yes, there's the cost of the printing paper and the ink, but I would like to know, and let me know in the comments, how many of you guys like to switch things up compared to how many of you guys like to stick with the same planner, because it seems like many people like to switch things up a little more often than they do like to stick with a planner. So let me know in the comments below, but knowing that you might switch things up, it may not be as expensive as you think to go ahead and print on your own. Now, that kind of leads me to the tip of finding something that maybe has less color in the spread that you purchase. So if it doesn't have as much color, it won't cost you as much in ink, and it'll be a whole lot easier to print and less expensive for printing. So I usually like to use a lot of black lines and gray in my planners that I create, just for that reason, so it can be less expensive, and just make it easier to reprint every week and not have to mess with color orientation anyways. But so yeah, purchasing a notebook, a monthly and a weekly, will get you going really well on your Frankenplanning system without having to spend too much. The other thing, or the next thing, is to reuse old planners. So maybe you have a planner and you just don't really see fit anymore. Maybe you don't like the cover, maybe you don't like the dashboard tabs. Well, you can always take out the guts of the planner. You can take out any weeks and reuse that old planner by just putting a sticker or just something over the day. Now, obviously, some of those can be pretty big, but stickers are fun, and I'm guessing if you like to Frankenplan, you also may like to decorate every once in a while. Another thing with reusing old planners is you can reuse the old dashboard tabs. I purchase a lot of planners based on the dashboard tabs because they're so pretty or whatnot. So what I like to do is reuse the old dashboard tab. So for example, if I were to reuse this dashboard tab, but this didn't make sense anymore, I could paste something to this side that either I would want to paste or tape with something that could come off easily, or I could put a very inspirational or motivational page there that I know that I would like to have for long term. And reusing old planners to get those different sections in there for you is going to be really helpful in not spending too much money on a new planner just because, this is an old tab that says January and it's June. Another way that you can inexpensively have a Frankenplanner is to purchase a sale planner for some or even just all of the pages, but even just some of the pages if you want part of a planner. Again, you can reuse parts of the planner that are older and put some stickers over them, or just using the section of the time that you need, thinking maybe I can use those if I need to, but using whatever is available in the next few months, I think may be good enough for a sale planner. I've seen planners for sale pretty cheap out there. It may not be your first choice, But if you just need the inside of a planner, purchasing a sale planner may be the way to go. Again, you have the flexibility because you're using a disc-bound system and it's your planner, so you are putting it together however you want. And maybe you really ended up liking that sale planner, but it is the inside of it is really, you know, outdated. It's from last year, whatever the case. But using purchased planner inserts from a planner shop will be able to fill it up the way that you want to, and you can reuse the aesthetics of it, like the dashboard tabs, the covers, and so on. And finally, if you just like daily planning, you really don't necessarily have to purchase anything for that. You can get a piece of note paper and kind of look over some created dailies, or just kind of writing out a list for yourself to do. Check out some dailies that are interesting to you, but if you're not sure if you want to purchase them, you can create something out of some note paper. I mean, you can create anything out of note paper. It's the time that it takes to do that, right? But just go ahead and take that time, see what you like, use the note paper as your planner, and there you have it. You have a very inexpensive Frankenplanner for yourself that you at least can get going, and then you can end up investing some money into the little areas that you find are more important to your planning system. So if I had to say one important thing to get from this video to have the most inexpensive startup to your Frankenplanner is to get a notebook. That way you have the discs, you have the aesthetics and the bones of your planner, and then just start building with what you end up finding that you like and works for you. Of course, I sell many different things on my Etsy shop, but I may not sell exactly what works for you, but you are welcome to check that out. It is always linked below. And I hope that this video was helpful and gave you some ideas of maybe what you could do that isn't too expensive to get your Frankenplanner started, or maybe you just need a restart in your planning system. Getting a notebook and starting out with a piece of note paper is honestly the best way to figure out what you need. Sometimes when I am in a funk, I end up just having like a list page, and I'll start my planning that week in that way, and I'll realize the things that I missed from my planner, the things that I really didn't miss, and then I can get my planning system going again by just kind of starting from fresh. So notebook is one of my #1 tips, but all those other tips in there. I hope that this video was helpful and motivational for you. Let me know if it was and how so, and I hope you guys have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day.